All right, the time is here. Take advantage. If you're interested in promoting your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News, music, brand, or even yourself, email me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1 at gmail.com for more information. Don't wait. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We are back after a couple of weeks. Monday, May the 6th, and it feels so great. And we got some things to talk about today, man. Your boys are back, so get ready. Sam, man, how you doing?
I feel wonderful, man. Feel great. We in May, you know what I'm saying? Summer's coming up, bro. It's always a good time to be alive during this time. And we in the building, man. We feel good. We took a nice little break. We never break, you know what I'm saying? We've been doing this since 2017 and have never really took a mental break. We've taken vacations. We've been out of town. And even then, we on this shit, you know what I'm saying? And this was a good time just to kind of take a mental break, and it feels good. I feel refreshed.
Sure.
And I'm ready to cook these motherfuckers, old guy. How you
I
feeling?
know. Same way, man. For feeling great. And the beef between Drake and Kendrick, man. When we left here Friday, we was like, man, this shit, man, ain't talking about this shit. But over the weekend, things have changed. I think that the meter has went to another level. Now it's time to talk about this shit. Now it's time to dig into this. This whole thing going on, because a lot of things have transpired. A video of Drake came out, him rubbing up on a 17-year-old girl. She's now 30-something years old. She's speaking out. We're going to talk about that. But let's deal with the battle, man, because what do you think? First of all, break it down. Just break it down. You know, you're a very big Kendrick fan, so I want to hear your perspective breaking this thing down, man.
You know, I was really kind of, you just said it. I'm a big Kendrick fan.
Right.
And I respect Drake. I respect his game. I respect what he's done as an artist, but I am biased. I'm biased toward Kendrick, right? So it felt good to see Drake bring the monster out of Kendrick again. This is all I wanted. This is what I wanted from J. Cole. I wanted J. Cole because I felt like lyrically J. Cole could get at Kendrick on a lyrical battle level. Now, shit got personal between these two, and we're going to get into it. But from a lyrical battle level, I was like, okay, J. Cole can go ahead and fuck with Kendrick to bring that lyrical animal out of a dude that I really got love for and really respect and think that he's one of the best, if not the best, in this generation, in this era of hip-hop, in Kendrick Lamar. And it was Drake who did it, so salute to you. I don't know, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, right? But I don't know a motherfucker with two ears that can honestly think that Drake won this battle, bro. And I'm biased. Maybe I am. Right. But when I break down the lyrics and then I break down all the aftermath of everything that happened, when we hear, I was sitting, it was late night. I mean, he just drops Family Matters, and I'm listening to it. I'm like, all right. I'm trying to listen to the lyrics, you know what I'm saying, and get away from the melody and the beat. Because we get so caught up in that we don't listen to the bars. And he was cutting and doing some things. It's like, Drake is talented. He do what he do. And then 20 minutes later, Kendrick drops a fucking nuke.
Whew.
Meet the Grams. And when I heard that beat and you hear that sinister, it was cold, it was dark, and then he starts off with Dear Adonis. He's writing a letter to this man's child. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. And it was diabolical. It was mean. I was like, this is battle. This is a beef record right here. This is a beef record.
Right.
And then he goes and slides on his ass on a club record. And it's like, man, the timing, the lyrics, when you listen to the message, but you listen to what he's saying, I think Kendrick cooked him. I don't think it's anything that's going to end Drake. I don't think it's anything that's going to hurt his career. I think it's only going to help him, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's bringing up a lot of good conversation that we'll get into, but I'm not going to run my mouth too crazy. What did you initially think about the battle as it stood?
First, I'm going to say this. I'm not biased in the situation. I'm a Drake fan. I'm definitely a Kendrick fan. But I'm not one of those guys that have been entrenched into Kendrick's music like that over the years. I appreciate when he puts out music, and he's definitely, even now, I'm going to say the best rapper in the game right now. I'm going to put that on him right after hearing his body of work, just with those songs and what he did in the past and what he was able to do to Drake. He's the best in the game. It's not even close at this point. But I look at it like this, the battle. I see it kind of like Jay-Z and Nas. And here's what I'm going to say. I'm a bigger Jay-Z fan.
Yeah.
But I feel like in this situation, it's Jay-Z. Jay-Z is Drake, and Kendrick is Nas. And Kendrick came with the ether. Because once the ether happened, it was like it was over. When Jay-Z put the takeover out, it was like, okay, he was saying a couple things. He was like Drake. Drake said a couple things that was probably true. But when that ether drops, it's over. And you can tell the way. See, Kendrick is playing chess. Drake is playing checkers. It's two different things. He strategically broke Drake down, talking about his affiliations with different rappers, talking about how he's riding the wave of the new rappers and things like that, talking about his affinity for younger women, things like that you know hit Drake. Just like when Ether hit Jay. It was a story that when Ether was playing in the club, when Jay-Z walked in, he started knocking over chairs and shit. He was pissed off because they hit him like that. And I think that Drake was hit like that. He feels it in his soul like, damn, this nigga really took it. He talked about his alleged Percocet addiction, gambling addiction, things that's like really hitting the heart of a nigga. Like, damn, it's like Kendrick is believable. Like he really believes the shit that he's saying. Now with the new joint that Drake, I think he started playing a little bit of chess when he talked about his newest diss song. When he talked about, he fed him the information about, the daughter and all that. I think that's, even though I don't believe it, it's playing chess. I listen to Drake's song and I'm waiting. I'm like, all right, it was good, the beat and shit, but Kendrick shit gave me chills. And I'm not the biggest Kendrick fan.
Word.
So if you had to ask me right now, Kendrick is winning the beat because it's not over yet.
Right.
He's winning, and I don't know what Drake can say at this point that would give him the W. I think it's over.
We're going to break this down layer by layer because there's a lot of layers to this.
Yeah, it's a lot of layers.
Right, and I want to ask you this layer because you brought it up. And I loved how you broke it down because you talked about the pill addiction. You talked about the gambling addiction. You talked about he has a sexual women addiction, which a lot of us do, but toward the younger creed, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
Right.
Things that aren't being brought up when you talk about on the other side with Drake. Now, I want to talk about this whole setting up thing because, like you said, I don't believe it either. I don't believe that he set it up. But let's say for the sake of this argument, he did, right? He set up Kendrick. He plotted the 11-year-old girl. He plotted the bag with all the shit in it. Does that matter to you, oh God? Does that affect you when it comes to what you heard from Kendrick? And what is your thoughts on that, if in fact he did plant that?
It's only a small piece of the pie. I mean, a crumb of the pie. Because when you're talking about lyrics and meaning in a beef diss record, Kendrick won hands down. Even that's to concede that and say, okay, you fed him the information. Yeah. He said so much other shit in there that cut him. That don't mean nothing. He ain't have to bring up the damn daughter and him hiding the daughter and all that type of whatever. He still would have put a toe tag on Drake. A lot of people don't want to admit that Drake, like, yeah, Uncle Luke, I don't know if somebody slipped him a Mickey or something, but this dude was talking about, oh, nobody ever beat Drake. Nigga, did you hear Pusha T push his shit in? Like, what are you talking? Like, people just, it's like, I'm thinking, all right, maybe he want Drake to come out to a club in Miami, co-sign him, feature, something. Then you got Gilly the Kid. And I don't want to get too far off on the tangent.
Oh, boy.
People saying he want the interview from Drake. So he got his rod. He can't take Drake's rod out of his mouth. I don't know. But what do you think? What do you think about that whole, that portion of, him saying, that he fed Kendrick the information?
I'm going to take what you just said last and run it back in reverse.
Right.
Because there's a lot of Drake nuts in a lot of people's throats right now. And it's insane. And I'm not talking about in the sense you think Drake won. Like, shout out to our bro Dev, right? Because I was listening to Dev talk about the battle. Because I respect Dev. I respect him as a person.
Yeah.
And I respect him as a lyricist. He's better than half these motherfuckers in the industry right now. Genuinely is, if you don't know. And he was thinking Drake won.
Oh, I ain't hear it.
And he was breaking it down, and he was thinking Drake won. And
Come on,
I don't know if there was a level of bias, but you know what? I respect how he was doing it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't on no fuck shit. It wasn't on no pandering to the camera trying to do no dumb... where the grown men at in this motherfucker, man?
Everybody got to be a kid, right?
Where the grown ass men in this motherfucker, man? It's the grown men acting like little punk ass kids, and it's wild to me, dancing around, choking on nuts and shit. It's wild, bro. Anyway,
nah, it's real.
It's
grown man podcast over here. We grown.
Yeah, where the grown men at, bro? Grown men, man. Shout out. Hashtag grown men in the motherfucking chat.
Right.
But not when I think about the planted information, quote unquote. It doesn't affect me one bit because when you think about the lyrical content, so okay, you fed him cue cards and he took them cue cards and he cut your ass up with them.
Right.
Now, as far as you brought up something dope again, the daughter part. We don't know if the daughter's real or not. That's T, right? I don't give a fuck about that. And it didn't hit as hard when Pusha D said it about your son and it was real when he brought up the baby mom, the porn star, and then you had the black. he cut you up on a different level. When we heard this, it was more like just damn, this is raw, but it's tea. Just like when you brought up the situation with Kendrick Lamar and his wife and Dave Free, which could potentially be true. Who knows?
Right.
Ain't nobody come out and confirm it tonight, even though Whitney's brother, Kendrick's wife's brother, said that's all bullshit. I'll take that.
But
as
at the
what
end
you
of the
will.
day, though, not to cut you off,
Good, bro.
man, what this is kind of showing you is that you can have somebody, and that's what Kendrick was saying, like, all right, yeah, you can make hits and all this and that, but nigga, you a deadbeat. You like young girls, you got a pill problem, you're an alcoholic, you know what I mean? That's what Kendrick was pretty much saying. You a fraud, you a fake.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't care how much hits you make, I don't care how much people revere and love you, you're a fraud, you're a fake, you're a culture vulture.
And I don't respect you.
And I don't respect you. That's what Kendrick is really saying at the end of the day with this whole thing. And I respect it because even when he was like, you can't say the N word. I don't like you. I don't like the way you talk. I don't like the way you dress. Kendrick was saying, look, I'm embodying the culture.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Even though I like Drake's shit, nigga, when you talk, it sound like a fucking fruitcake. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Shut your mouth and rap, nigga, or sing.
If you ain't rapping or singing and we do hear you talk, it throws us off.
It does.
It throws us off. And it ain't, it's not, look, you got people from different creeds and different black people are different, right? And a lot of us kind of get put in this box where we got to be a certain way, walk a certain way, talk a certain way to be black, and that's bullshit, right? We all are different, and we accept that. But when you hear him, it's like, dog, you a good fucking actor, dog. Because the way you rap and the way you sing is not the way you talk. It sounds like you like some French Canadian on some real shit. Like, who is this? Whoa, you threw the wool over our eyes. But I look at Kendrick and I look at even his and I shout out to my bro, man, somebody that watches the show, and he dropped some real crazy perspectives on us earlier, and it definitely made me think about just the level of the history between the two. But for me, I think Kendrick, he looked at this like, yo, I'm tired of the Drake conversation, the J. Cole conversation. I'm a competitive rapper. I am the best at this shit, and I dare y'all to try to push it. And when Drake was the one to try to push it, he kind of just rubbed his hands and said, I got your ass. All right, yeah, you remember when you fucked your best friend's girl, the one you love so much,
That's
and then you
another thing.
tatted on his face on your chest like a hoe? You remember that? You remember this? You remember that? And what we got with Drake was, your wife potentially fucked your best friend. Ooh, T.
Right.
Some T shit.
Yeah.
That was his biggest angle. You tell me anything else. I know they had a Ghost Rider angle, but they took that away out, and that was bullshit. Drake fans, I'm listening. Give me anything else other than the Whitney Drake Free angle that Drake put out there, and the woman beater, which is serious allegations. We don't know if those are true or not. If Kendrick out here whooping ass, that's wrong. You know what I mean? That's wrong. Other than them two, you give me anything else.
Right.
I don't know, man. So,
He tried to like that to make like you trying to free the slaves, like he's righteous nigga, whatever the case may be, man. See, Kendrick is what's needed. Drake is needed too. I think they all have their place, but the type of ass whooping that Kendrick laid on Drake is what's needed in this game. Because it's like no matter how big, and it's like even in the podcast game, some dudes need they ass whipped in this game for they can fuck with the kings and this shit. You know what I mean? And that's what Kendrick did. It's like, all right, yeah, you got the accolades, you got the views, everything is, you top notch, but you a fucking fraud. I'm the real deal, and I can still beat you on rap. That's what Kendrick said.
What's your favorite record out of the beef?
Ooh, man.
And where does this beef rank in your all-time? Because, I mean, it could potentially not be over. We can hear something from Kendrick. I think Drake is done. But we could put a button on this and say that.
Right.
I think it's pretty much. It's in his final rounds if it's not done already. So what's your favorite record? Just off the top. I know I just put you on the spot.
Yeah.
And where does this rank right now?
It's hard to kind of rank it in the top. I'm not gonna say it's not one of the top rap beats. 'Cause I think we need a little bit more time to see, let this thing season and see exactly what happens. But if it stopped today, it could probably be top 5 of all the rap beats. It's definitely top 10 of the rap beefs. My favorite one was it Family Matters? The second one. The second, no, the one he put out, Meet the Grams. That one. That was my favorite one. Cause the first one it was great. The first one he put out, I'm like, okay, all right, he doing this thing, boom, boom, boom. But this one he got dark. On Meet the Grams, he got dark with this shit. Like, all right, like I'm taking it to another level. And then rumor has it is that he already got other songs. And I feel like Kendrick could do 50 songs. With his lyrical prowess, he could do 50 songs on Drake. So that would be my favorite. What I would say though, I'm not totally against Drake. Salute for getting in the ring and throwing your shit. J. Cole bowed out. Salute. That's one thing I'm gonna salute Drake for. The nigga let his nuts hang.
Yep.
He said, all right, I'm gonna get up in there. But whether he got a ghost fight, nobody knows, whatever the case may be, he got up in the ring.
Yep.
And I gotta go back to Meek Mill. Meek Mill bowed out of the shit. He said, hey, I ain't know what to say. I don't know what to say. What? Philly battle rapper that you gotta come up with shit on the top of your head in the battle. You don't know what to say to Drake. Okay. That pissed me off. I hated, I'm not gonna say hated Meek, but that was like, come on, Meek. I wanted to Meek the cook Drake back then, but nevertheless, that's how I feel about the situation. So salute to Drake for even getting in the ring. And he ain't really get he's holding his own, but he's just not winning. And he didn't win at this point.
And I could not agree more, bro. You broke that down perfectly, in my opinion. This is how I know me and you on the same wavelength, because we didn't talk about this battle very little on social media. We talked about this, but we didn't talk about it all weekend. We didn't say nothing to each other about this battle. I give Drake a lot of credit too, man.
Yeah.
I give Drake a lot of credit. First off, he was cocky enough, arrogant enough, man enough.
Yeah.
To say, you know what? Yeah, I know y'all call him the boogeyman. I know you fuck Kendrick. Let's go to work. And I applaud that.
Yeah, for sure.
This is what I wanted, because I wanted somebody to force Kendrick Lamar to bring that nasty animal back out. Because when you listen to even Take That with Future and Metro Boomin in him, he has to make you think. And the way he does his cadences and the way he does his stuff, it's different.
Right.
So it's not it's not appetizing to your avid hip hop fan, because we got a certain ear that we like our hip hop in.
That's a fact.
So it turns some people off, right?
Yep.
Unless you're a deep Kendrick fan, it's going to turn you off. And even deep Kendrick fans got to listen to it 7-8 times to appreciate it. Even Euphoria, classic record, but you got to sit down and think about it.
Yeah.
You got to let it break down. You got to let it marinate, because it's different. When he came out with Meet the Grams right after Family Matters, and Family Matters was cutting, he had the old van from Good Kid, Mad City. He crushed it.
Yeah.
And okay, he was coming with it.
Yeah.
And you hear that piano, and there is no having to break down lyrics. He is telling you exactly. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
This is it right here.
Yeah.
This is fucking it right here.
Right.
And that was the moment I was about to text your ass like, hey, it is, dog.
Yeah,
man.
man.
And I had to agree, man. It's Meet the Grams for me. And then he came and slid on him and hit it with a back-to-back and put him on a club record. Now he got everybody out there stepping and dancing out there on the West Coast, vibing. He get him on the West Coast classic right behind that. So, man, oh, man, Kendrick, Meet the Grams is my favorite. And it ranks.
Yeah.
I also think, as I was thinking real quick when you were talking, to me, Jay-Z and Nas will always kind of be at the top, even though this was kind of knocking at the door with it a little bit.
Right.
Just from where I was at as a hip-hop fan in my youth.
Yep.
And then when I think about like the old Rockefeller, the old Rough Rider beats with Jada Kiss and
Beans,
and Beans,
Woo.
those ones cut deep for me too, right?
Yeah.
And then I think about the OG Unit, Game, it's
It's
some
a lot
good
of
ones,
shit,
right?
Yeah.
And then I think of Kendrick and Drake. Now, for the youth and this generation growing up in the hip hop that didn't hear those, if this is number one to you, then I ain't mad at you. Because the way it happened and how it had, this almost made you feel like a verses in live form. Like we didn't feel this way about music since verses, so it was dope, and I appreciate it. But yeah, man, it's definitely top 5 to me, and I applaud both of them brothers for going out there and giving hip hop something that it needed, some lyrical warfare. I don't see anything getting personal between these two, so I appreciate the battle. I do.
Real quick, we're gonna talk about the Drake thing on the back end when we get done here about the 17-year-old girl, her coming out.
Yeah.
But damn, I forgot I just forgot what I was gonna say before that. Let's talk about the Drake thing, and then if I remember, we'll talk about what I was gonna talk about before that. So the video resurfaced of Drake with a 17-year-old girl filling up on her. And then he was like, "Damn, you know what I mean? Why you look like that?" He said, "I'm only 17." He's like, he gave her a little kiss or whatever the case may be. Well, the girl came out today. She's 31 years old, and she pretty much said it was nothing then, it's nothing now. Dre didn't pick her, his team picked her, and all that type of stuff. But it just, damn. I don't want to put nothing on his name, but damn, it's on video. It's on video, dog. And he was like, he had to be 20 something.
Yeah,
He's like 37
Yeah.
now, so he had to be 20 something at the time. It's weird, man. I mean, and it's like, all right, once you knew she was 17, nothing else should have happened after that. Take your ass, go sit down. But it kind of opens up the door that the elephant in the room that people don't want to talk about is that a lot of high schoolers and stuff is sleeping with guys. Girls. We've been in school and girls will be 16, 15, and boyfriend 24. And even vice versa. A lot of people don't want to talk about that, but that's the reality of what's going on out here in the world. The stuff like that's going on. God knows what happened on the tour buses and the different states. Who knows? I'm not gonna put that on his name, but I think it's revealing. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I'll put it that way too. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to see anybody go to jail for allegations and things that we can't prove, right? But when you look at it at its surface, and first off, nobody would even know who Homegirl was, as beautiful as she is. Nobody would know who Homegirl was if she didn't come out and make her statement. So the thirst for attention is at an all time high.
Right.
Oh my God! But it may not have meant anything to you, but like we were talking about in the pre-production, when you think about the millions of cities that he toured in, and if that girl was built like that, there's a girl in every city built just like that.
Yeah.
And if your team picked them out to go on stage, how many girls are your team picking out to go backstage?
Ooh.
How many team are
Damn.
picking out to go on the bus? Let's not act like these artists aren't fucking women out on tour. So if they're built right and they're appealing, are they in there carting? I think that Drake proved on stage that they're not fucking carting a thing. Because after she said he was 17, he said, oh, God, you admitted that you knew this was fucked up. Oh, damn, 17?
Then he kissed her.
But why you built like that?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you already opening that door, and then you kissed her. Now, you didn't slobber down and grab her ass, but the fact is you gave her physical attention. And I don't know what the laws are in Colorado, but I know here in New Jersey, if you do that, your ass is going to jail.
Yeah.
Whether it's innocent or not, your ass is going to jail. So we got to really just kind of... how, and I'm not putting this on Drake. Let's just talk about it in hip hop in general. How many young ladies have been on these tour buses that may have been 16, that may have been 15,
Yeah.
that are built like Megan Thee Stallion at 15 years old? Because they are out there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just life is how it is. And these motherfuckers don't care. They drunk, they high, they perked up, they whatever they are.
And they tell they 22, 23. And they ain't got no ID. Where's your ID? I don't have it. What do you do?
You might ask me your idea as a rhetorical question and not even fucking like, don't even pull that shit. I don't even want to see it. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Nigga, you know how this shit goes.
Yeah, and and that's a lot of people don't want to talk about stuff like that. It's just a reality. Never we condone anything like that. That's never what we're saying. So don't twist it like that.
Scary reality, dog.
It's the scary reality of it. As innocent as it may have seemed at the time, like you were saying too, that was his demographic, man. That was his demographic. So it's situations that, possibly could have transpired. And that's what Kendrick was kind of alluding to. Maybe that like Kendrick's truth is not our truth. Kendrick may know some shit. He may be privy to certain things that I don't see Kendrick as a liar who just gonna put shit out there, just to put shit out there. I feel like he genuinely believes the shit that he's saying. Now he may have, embellished a few things in hip hop, but ultimately I think he's gonna give you the real. That's my opinion of Kendrick. So, man, I'm gonna say this. That's what I was gonna say about the Kendrick shit. Don't nobody want it with Kendrick, bro. Like I'll be scared for Jay-Z. Any of these dudes go against a Kendrick, man, on some shit like he made me gain a whole nother level of respect for him. With this battle, like maybe I wasn't really listening before, or I don't know.
It's hard to. It's not easy to.
Yeah. But I'm like, damn, dog. Like this dude, he's a monster, bro.
And if you break down his bars,
yeah.
And then all right, you think about the old Cassidy conversations we used to have about hip hop and how you can make 2 or 3 syllable rhymes and things. Kendrick do all that shit
easily.
He does all that shit.
Yeah.
He's a student of the game, and he gives you the essence of hip hop on every single record. Now we may not digest all of them. It's not easy to.
Right.
But these last 3 or 4, oh nigga, we've been digesting them, and he's shown a different level. I respected him when he did I forgot the record he did with Jay-Z back in the day. It was the remix joint. And
nights like this, I could fuck up a pod.
yeah, was it Swimming Pools? I am a sinner. That joint.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z went and killed it, and then Kendrick had to come back and just step it up. Like you could tell the hunger in him back then and the competitiveness on him back then. I think that this is definitely, you know what I mean. This is one boxer you don't want to get in the ring with. This is one boxer because of how talented and how hungry he seems to be. It's going to be a hard win right there. It's not impossible. Drake put up a great fight, and this is why Drake put up a great fight, because all of this is subjective. It's all on our opinion.
Yeah.
And I'd say 35% of people strongly believe Drake won this battle. That's enough for me. That's a good battle.
Yeah, and I ain't into all the light skin thing, and I ain't that's weird to me, man.
Very
like,
weird.
Light skin is come on, man. Like that's stupid, bro.
It's very weird.
Yeah,
And it kind of shows some real underlying issues.
Yeah.
Before we get